Come on, Nick.
I like touchy subjects.
I like to be racist.
I don't like to be racist.
This kind of sounds like you, though.
And kick out all the Chinese.
No, I would never say that. I would love all my Chinese people.
He did that. He did it to balance it.
Here's a kind of touchy subject that maybe...
Perfect. I love these.
You like these? Okay. We'll let Nick take the lead on this one.
No, I don't want to take lead.
Here's the question.
Come on, Nick.
I like touchy subjects.
I like to be racist.
Hey, man, you can't do that. I don't like to be racist.
This kind of sounds like you, though.
It does.
Okay, so Nick, do you think the law should continue to allow murderers to avoid sentencing just because they have a low IQ?
Nah, I think you gotta get rid of them, dude. If you have a very strong case on somebody who murdered somebody and they have low IQ, you gotta get rid of them.
But keep the black people.
I wouldn't say that.
Shit.
If they committed a crime, no matter what race they are, and there's a very good case on them, and even if they're low IQ, you gotta get rid of them.
And kick out all the Chinese.
No, I would never say that. I would love all my Chinese people.
He did that. He did it to balance it.
I feel like we don't punish hard enough, actually.
But then what's the punishment? Because like, I guess within the confines of the law, right? You have, if somebody their IQ's too low to stand trial, then where do they go? Where do you put them?
Aren't they supposed to go to the institution?
Do you even have any institutions left?
Whatever they're supposed to do, they never do it. They just end up back out. Yeah.
Look,
Or they send them out? They let them...
They go to like a medical, like assessment center or some shit. They try to like do something to help them raise their IQ.
see, this is because back in the day, we used to have asylums and lobotomies, right?
Yeah,
Which I
yeah.
get, it's fucked up.
Lobotomized.
But all I'm saying is, did we all not read of Mice and Men? In high
Yeah.
school?
Lenny, of course.
Yeah, with Lenny, right?
You got to kill Lenny, dude. You got to shoot him in the
And
back of the head.
that was genuinely one of the saddest books I ever read in probably high school / ever.
That bums you out as a kid.
It bums you out. But like, that's because you still knew that, like, even though Lenny was a good man and really just tried and had those sides, but you were like, dude, you keep fucking up, and like that you went too far. You can't.
You're a danger to society.
What does Uncle Ben say? With
Great power
comes great
Lenny's
visibility.
Visibility.
So what
branding
happened,
and
right? So
marketing
no matter what, even
purposes.
though you liked him, like, what did they do? Like, I'm not saying this is the answer. I'm saying, but in the end of that
No, it is
story,
the answer. He killed multiple people.
Yeah.
He killed that woman.
Yep. But it was an accident. But I think it's today. It's like, but he didn't mean to. It was an accident. Why should he get punished?
We're not
Crush
even
Curly's
seeing
hands.
accidents today. We're not seeing accidents, but we're supposed to learn from that literature, right? So we're seeing on purpose, even though it's low IQ.
like someone pushing your grandma onto the train tracks.
Yeah, but we're in the season. We're in the season though where we care more about the perpetrator than the victim. Like, we have no sympathy for the victim.
But then, regardless of care, how do you update the law? Because what I'm seeing is that, like, I think more than ever we're gonna get low IQ criminals.
That's why they do crime.
Yeah, but like more than ever, that's gonna be a really common, I guess, like out. So, like, is there a way to update the law so that that's no longer protecting people from being able to freely commit murder?
States have to pass it, right? Kind of?
I don't know.
Because it isn't like death penalty, not even legal. And
I mean, even if it is, it's like most of them don't ever end up executed. They just sit there until.
well, it's better than what they normally do now, which is release them.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that, like, because the low IQ defense always leads to early release randomly, like, and that's not.
And it's like, that's the best we got, dude.
And I know, yeah. And I know people are going to be like, no, here's the process. It's nothing like that. They have to go through this rigorous blah, blah, blah. But then that's not how you get 50 mugshots of a guy. Like, how did that happen?
Stupid and violent is way more dangerous than smart and violent.
It's the most.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, how about we just get rid of both of them? That's how we should approach it. Bro, we talk about, like, when people get sexually abused and there's fucking DNA evidence. Like, they barely do shit about that. There was one story recently, this is really dark, but it was about a guy who, I guess his daughter, they got divorced. His daughter moves in with him. He R-worded her, right? She ends up killing herself 2 days later, right? This is in Ventura County. The parent, the mom wants to prosecute, obviously. The DA tells her, we can't prosecute him because
Because she can't go to court.
can't go to court. We don't have, the eyewitness is dead.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like they have the actual test kit with his DNA, 100% match. And they're not willing to prosecute that?
It's the law. That's why I think it's so important to have organized crime. Because when you don't get justice, you know what ends up happening is you want to hire someone to get something done.
Yeah. Well, that's like what they went to The Godfather for. But then, I mean, there's got to be some kind of change, I guess, maybe over time, if this ever comes up for voting again, or a candidate likes to pitch something. What would you think should be the edit in the law so that they can't do that anymore?
I don't mean to be a pessimist. I feel like this is more realism. I think when it comes to specifically the low IQ thing, if that happens to be a continued problem in, like, for example, like a community, then I think nothing will change. It's the age old, like if you're living in that community, you're growing up and all you think about is getting out of that community.
Yeah, that's true.
And that just happens time and time again, whether it be asylum, a country, or a neighbor, a community, whatever it is, the streets. There's always just that, like, that kid who's got to be like, yo, my goal is to, like, get out of this community. And that's all it ever is. If we're talking about low IQ, I don't think that they're like, what are we talking about?
I know a good way to solve it. So if you're the judge on the case and then you want to give them an early release, the first week that they're released, they stay with you.
It's like a fostering.
They stay at the judge's house, yeah, for a week. And it's like, oh, if you could trust them with your family, living with you for a week, and you can vouch for that, then clearly you think they're safe enough to release into the public.
That is so crazy that there's no judge accountability for all these felons that have 50 mugshots or 73 arrests.
Hey, dude, the judge, he makes the ruling. He could go back home to his gated community, and he's armed all the time. Most of our judges, they're armed 24/7, right? And it's like, you're going to release these people onto our streets, and
It's so crazy.
you don't got to deal with nothing. Huh?
It's so crazy. It seems like it's on purpose.
Seems like it's by design, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
And why was George Soros paying everybody to not prosecute? Like, what's going on?
It's a really good question.
What's going on?
What do you think? Why do you think they're paying them?
I have no idea. Really, it's a hard one to crack, because I'm like, why is it that all of these major cities had, during COVID, there were prosecutors that did not want to prosecute crime, and they kept trying to change the category of.
Well, they said it was jail reform.
Yeah, but there weren't as okay. If you think about jail reform, right? A good example they always point at is Scandinavian countries, because they have a really good rate of rehabilitation and integration back into society. I think where America fails is they want to be like them, but they don't execute like them.
Do you think they sincerely want to be like them? Because I don't. I think they want to stretch this out as far as possible to keep making money. Yeah, they want to just keep making money off it.
I think the people who actually want change in the jail system, they really do. I think the people that take advantage of their naivety and fund these things, they have all ulterior motives. Yeah. Like if they're tied to the jail industrial complex, they want people to stay in jail longer. They're going to make more money, right? If they're tied to real estate and they want to destroy certain prime real estate so they could come in on the cheap, that's a strategy. So like,
Well, like burn down in the community?
yeah, that's a strategy. That's an old strategy that they've been doing. Yeah.
It's like their best one they have.
The sad part is that, like, even though you have people pulling strings, the fact that you even have puppets, you know what I mean? The fact that they even have low IQ, crazy ass people with weapons ready to go to even choose from, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I think, a bigger deal to me. Like, everyone's always going to try to play some kind of angle no matter what, but if they just don't have those pieces, they wouldn't be able to. But the fact that you have, like, that one crime that happened with the dude, he was a homeless guy with a stolen gun, for no reason, went up to a Tesla, killed the mom who was pregnant, Asian lady, and then he got low IQ. He's not charged.
That's incredible.
This is what I'm also wondering too, because
How do you even explain that?
Pa's generation, there were more low IQ people, but they lived in a safer environment. But why is that?
What do you mean they were?
Like, for example, like in the I don't know, like I want to say 1950s or whatever, right? Like, yeah, there were hella low IQ people, maybe even more than now. Okay. But they're roaming the streets, but they're not all on fentanyl. They're not like randomly beating up people in the bus. They're not like what's happening now. Our grandparents didn't go through that, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's a like 80s, 90s, like
Crime was really bad in the 80s and 70s, yeah.
yeah, but like not in the 40s, not in the 50s.
Oh, yeah, because it was monoethnic neighborhoods.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta segregate everybody.
So segregation works.
It doesn't work, but I mean, the fact that like the longer the culture has history with itself, the higher trust the society is.
But I don't necessarily know if it's just diversity, because I think it's like they let drugs run wild. They don't punish for violent crime. There's like so many factors, right? Yeah. Where like none of this shit would have been okay back in like when, you know, our grandparents were living here.
Yeah, but then they didn't have the NGOs in place back then to profit off everything. I think that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like you have all these like non-government organizations that are ready to accept funds in order to counteract that social issue or that problem, and they never fix it. Just like how everyone's laughing that Karen Bass is running for mayor again on the same points that she said she was going to fix first term. That's supposed to motivate you to vote for her. Like she's saying, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to do this. That's the same
You still haven't fixed it.
verbatim campaign.
She needs another term to do it though. It doesn't.
But then that's how like stupid, I guess, like we are nowadays. You know what I mean? It's us. We're the ones that are like, okay. You know what I mean?
She might still win.
Because there's nothing you can do because you look at the law and you go, oh, well, that is the law. And it does say that if your IQ is beneath this level, you don't have to stand trial. But that's insane that we have to accept that, you know? But the weird thing is that people make that point of like, if they're not fit to stand trial, why are they fit to be free in society?
Yeah. Do you guys think Brandon Dassey did it? Because you know, like when you're low IQ, when you're so low IQ, you can be convinced of anything. Because there's that case too, where that, you know, there's those boys in Oakland or whatever. Like half of them went to jail when they just didn't even need to.
Cops are actually really good at that. They're really good at tricking low IQ.
They're good at scaring false confessions out of people.
Yeah, because they're like, I can go home now. I can go home.
But I do think we should have something to keep them off the streets. Like, there's no way if you've already had multiple offenses beating people up, like, why should you be back on the streets? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand the logic behind that at all.
They don't care anymore. It's all fake. Like, look at the way they treat downtown LA. It's like, you have any faith they're going to fix that?
We just need another, like, one of those just islands that they could be dropped off at.
Epstein Island? That's not being used, I heard.
Like what UK did with Australia?
Kinda. And it worked out.
Australia's kind of nice. That's so funny.
Make them fend for themselves.
Yeah, it worked out great for the Aboriginals too.